Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
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 सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय.
श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय.
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री जानकी वल्लभो विजयते श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं. नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे. नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्. अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. In Kishkindha Kanda, we have seen that Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra along with Lakshmana, when they are going forward, they reach Pampa Sarovara. Further they go and they are nearing Rishyamukha Parvata. That is where they meet Hanumanji. And then Hanumanji takes both of them to Sugreeva. Both of them exchange their stories, their sorrows, and they have friendship. And Sri Ramachandra also explains who is a good friend and who is a bad friend. So, Sanmitra Lakshana and Kumitra Lakshana, those are also the topics that Sri Ramachandra explains, and both promise each other to help each other. So, Sri Ramachandra promises Sugreeva that I will kill Vali for you, and Sugreeva promises Sri Ramachandra that I will help you in finding Sita Ji. Right? Now we go forward. We see that Sugreeva now with added strength of Sri Ramachandra. We saw in the last session that entire topic also, that he was not so sure about whether Sri Ramachandra will be able to kill Vali or not. Why? Because Vali's strength he was well aware of. That boon also that Vali has got from Indra, that the opponent's half power also will come to Vali. He knew about all that. So, he was not very sure, but then Bhagavan gave the proof. First by throwing that Dundubhi's carcass with just one thumb, and then with one arrow, all the 7 huge Tala Vrikshas were destroyed, were cut, and the arrow returned. Right? So, after that, he now knew that yes, this person will kill Vali. And therefore, with lot of enthusiasm, he entered into Kishkindha along with Sri Ramachandra. And Sri Ramchandra is waiting outside the Kishkindha, and he went inside and challenged Vali. We have already seen Vali falls for all these things. So the moment Vali heard that Sugreeva is challenging me, then he was even more delighted that I have been searching for him and trying to kill him for such a long time. Now he himself has come. Very good. So Vali decided to go. His wife Tara, a very important character also, is considered to be Pativrata Stri. Tara, she stopped Vali and she said, wait. Please think little bit. This is the same fellow, your younger brother, who kept on running away from you from all over the place. And finally decided to stay in Rishyamukha Parvata with only one thought, that you cannot enter there. Now if the same one is coming and challenging you, there must be somebody behind him. Otherwise he will not do that. And it is said that Tara not only was a queen, but she was very good in politics. So she had inquired about all the information, and she used to keep all the information about Sugreeva. Who is he meeting? What is he doing? She didn't want Vali to kill Sugreeva or anything. And therefore she used to not give that information to Vali. But she used to keep all information. So she now is telling Vali that actually I will tell you whose strength is there behind him. He has the strength of Sri Rama, and tells the entire story that Sri Rama is son of Dashratha. He is considered as God. He has killed Khara, Dushana, Trishiras, all of them. And therefore, don't fall for this. Now Vali, see these Balashali people, those who are very strong, they don't listen to all such things. When you challenge him, then ego, male ego, then that time if female comes in between, they will say, you don't understand anything. You are the only one who understands everything. Correct, very good. And we often see that it is 99% of the times, woman's opinion is correct. I said 99% of the time because you understand, I can't say 100%. Therefore, we know in such cases they are always right, but no. That time, And now Vali gives arguments. Actually, what has happened to him is, it is like Arjuna, opposite. Means, Arjuna had already decided that he doesn't want to fight, and therefore he is giving reasons not to fight. Vali has decided that he wants to fight. Now he is giving reasons why he should fight. And very interesting reasons he gives. He says, you see, number one, Sugreeva is challenged. I have to go. It is my, duty. When somebody challenges you, you have to fight. Number one. Number two, if you really think that somebody is behind him and that person who is behind him is Sri Rama, God himself, very good. Why? If I get to see him, that is very good. But I don't think Sri Rama, that God, will do friendship with one and enmity with other person. Why? Well, Bhagavan is Samadarshi. He is equanimous. So why will he make friendship with Sugreeva and enmity with me? What have I done to him? And in case you say that he is there and therefore he is the power behind Sugreeva, and suppose he does something to me, even better. I will die in the hands of Bhagavan. What better thing to do? Now again, see, it may appear that these are correct points. But you please understand, decision is already made, reasons are given later. Such reasons are never right. Maybe the logic is right. The logic may be right, but this is other way around. You should think first and then decide, not decide first and then start to think. That's why when we read first chapter of Bhagavad Gita also, the logic that Arjuna is giving is correct only. But it is misplaced. Why? Because decision is made already. Both decisions, to fight also and later on not to fight also. Decisions are made. Now what is the point in thinking? So it will appear as though Vali is correct, but he is wrong because he has already made decision that he wants to fight. And now he is finding reasons. And it is said that Vali was so much abhimani that he thought that what will Sugreeva do? Now please understand, by saying that what will Sugriva do, he is not insulting Sugriva. He is insulting Sri Rama. Isn't it? Sugriva may not be able to do, but now you have understood, no, that it is not Sugriva's power with which he has come. So by saying that Sugriva cannot do anything, you are actually insulting Sri Rama's power. Why? Because once Sri Rama has called somebody as his servant, that person becomes very powerful. He has got now power of Kripa. Don't underestimate that. So Tulsidas Ji says Abhimani, but he is actually Maha Abhimani. Vali has become. Why? Because he doesn't even understand that he is insulting Sri Rama's power. And therefore, he has already decided he doesn't listen to Tara. He gets into the fight. So he comes out and Sugriva takes him outside Kishkindha. You know, that forest area is there. They start to fight. And the fight means what? Vali comes there and gives one shot and Sugriva, he doesn't understand what happened suddenly. And there is no fight actually because it is only pouncing on one side only. Vali is beating Sugriva. There is no fight. Fight means both should do something. Here only one side. And Vali beats Sugriva so bad, Sugriva starts to run away. And Vali is laughing. Sugriva runs to Sri Rama and says, excuse me? What are you doing? Double crossing with me? What was your plan? Bring me here and see me dying? What are you doing? No, very interesting. Sri Rama says, that's not my plan, but I have a different problem. Why? He says, you both look so same. Vali and Sugriva, same stature, same kind of... See, you have to understand, okay? When we look at monkeys, all monkeys look same although. Now, they may be having differences between themselves. And I'm sure monkeys also must be thinking the same for humans also, saying that all humans look alike only. That always happens. Bhagavan says, I am not able to decide who you are and who is Vali. No, suppose without that understanding, if I shot arrow and it hits you, that will be worse. Therefore, I decided not to shoot any arrow. So Sugriva said, you could have told me. I could have gone prepared. I went with the full capacity and strength, saying that Bhagavan is there, he will take care. See, actually, Bhagavan also wants him to get beaten little bit. See, if you don't face any kind of trouble and win, you don't have value for that win. When it is not opposed at all and you win, you think that it is your power. Therefore, little bit is required. Now, Bhagavan, what he does is, he takes one vanamala, forest, garland made up of forest, flowers and leaves, etc., and puts it on Sugriva, saying that, now I will be able to recognize you. That one who has mala is Sugriva, so that I can kill Vali. Now you go and fight. Tulsidas Ji says that actually he has put Vijaya mala on him. He has made Sugriva victorious already before the fight now. And then he sends back Sugriva. Now, many people, see, they have all... Did he really not recognize who difference between Sugriva and Vali? He is Ishvara. How can he not decide who is Sugriva, who is Vali? Now, many things are there. One thing is, Bhagavan said he did not find the difference, correct? Why should we argue whether he found or not, whether he saw? And Vali has anyway said that he is Samadarshi. So he is equanimous. So he must have seen both of them as same. But then one who surrenders, that person gets preference. Both are same. Earlier also we have seen the concept of grace. Those who are closer to fire will get the warmth of the fire. Those who use that solar energy can do something. Sun is equal to all. Fire is equal to all. In the same way, those who go closer to Bhagavan, those who surrender, they will get the blessing. Though Bhagavan is Samadarshi. So all these things also we must understand. Right? Now, Bhagavan sends him back. And it is said, Bhagavan gave him enough strength to fight, but not enough strength to win. See, he could have done As I said, the important point is what? If we can easily do it, we will never remember the hand of God in our way. And therefore, he gives enough strength to Sugriva to fight. And therefore, when he goes back, the actual fight happens. Where Vali is also beating Sugriva and Sugriva is also beating Vali. And both of them are actually fighting. And it is, Vali is surprised. To Valmiki Ramayana, Valmiki ji in one place says that Vali is little bit proud also. That my younger brother is fighting very well. Little bit. For a moment he thinks that, very good, very good. Good shot, good shot. And then continues to fight. Then when Sugriva is about to lose and is losing his stamina, losing his strength also slowly, because Vali is not some simple thing. Earlier also we have seen what is the strength. When that happens, then it is said Bhagavan with one arrow shoots the heart of Vali and Vali falls. With one arrow. He had already promised that I will kill with one arrow. And that's what happens. And also note, he has, attacked on the chest, not at the back. Very important point. In both Valmiki Ramayana and Tulsi Ramayana, mention is there very clearly that he shot at the heart, at the chest of Vali. I'll tell you why it is important later on when the topic comes. But he shot and Vali fell. It is said, but Vali was still so powerful, so strong, that even after that arrow has penetrated his heart, he's bleeding, still he sat up. That much strength was there. And when he sat up, he saw Sri Ramachandra walking with bow and arrow in hand. They say he is keeping the second arrow ready, in case. Not that he will have to use, but in case. You should be ready. And when he sees him walking, he forgets all the pain. Vali forgets all the pain and starts to look at Bhagavan and says, what? The moment Bhagavan comes, he recognizes Bhagavan. He says, Tara was right. You are Sakshat Bhagavan. Now, he recognizes, he feels that his life is fulfilled. Earlier also he had said that if he is really Bhagavan, he will kill me. Very good. What else better thing? But then, his heart is filled with that love. But his words are still not dipped in that love. He says, Bhagavan, why did you kill me by hiding behind a tree? Number one. Number two, how is it that I became your enemy and Sugriva became your friend? Aren't you Samadarshi? Aren't you supposed to see everybody same? And number three, what wrong did I do for which you are punishing me? So what is my fault? Please tell. Now, there are 2-3, occasions in Ramayana or 2-3 places in Ramayana where there are a lot of people think and say that Sri Rama was wrong. Okay, 2-3 places only. Sri Krishna's life, every place is like that. Because people don't understand Sri Krishna Charitra at all. So they think everything that he has done is wrong only. How he killed Dronacharya, how he killed Karna, everything they think is wrong. Bhishma also, everything. Even Duryodhana or Jayadratha, or anybody is killed, no, they think Sri Krishna's fault. But you will see in Ramayana, generally, all through the story, they will not have any point to say against Sri Ramachandra. But these 2-3 places are there where they will pounce on it and say, Sri Rama did wrong. He should not have killed Vali like this. Now, important point to note here is, Vali also felt like that. And therefore, Vali opened up and asked directly to Sri Rama, what did I do wrong? Why did you kill me like this? And Sri Rama answered. And after listening to answers, Vali got convinced. But after these many years, other people have not got convinced. Vali got convinced and he was fine. He said, you are right. But people still have problems. Now you see, Sri Rama is answering. First answer he gives is for the third question. What was the third question? What was my fault? What did I do wrong? I will tell you what I do wrong. He says to have kudrishti, to see in a bad way towards your younger brother's wife, younger brother's sister, younger brother's son's wife, or younger brother's son's daughter. If these four people, towards these four ladies, if you have kudrishti, then you are the worst sinner. Anybody has. Sri Ramachandra is not saying you had, but we know that out of the four, first one only he had. He kept Sugreeva's wife with him. Isn't it? And therefore, don't ask me what sin you did. You know what sin you have done. There is one very important point that we must note when we study Dharma Shastra or Itihasa, etc. One who does not follow Dharma has no right to talk about Dharma and Adharma. This is one thing that we must always understand. Right? And therefore, even when we live in democracy and when the opposition is there, that opposition doesn't mean you are in opposition, therefore you should oppose everything. No. First, you should follow the rule and then you can talk about whether the rule is right or not. Isn't it? When you yourself do not follow rule and then you fight, that doesn't work. In our CVV also, Vishwavidyapit, no? So many students come to me and they say, Vedji, this is wrong, that is wrong. I said, first, are you attending all classes? Are you doing everything that they are doing? Then you have power to say that they are wrong. When you are not following your dharma, how can you say they are doing wrong? Even if they are doing wrong, you don't have that right to say anything. Why? You yourself are not doing your duty. So many people say so much about politics, no? That this person is bad and that person. I asked one simple question. Did you vote? Why? If you did not vote, you have no right to speak about how the government is. Because that is our basic duty. No, I am US citizen. Then why are you talking? Go to US. Talk about Trump. Lot of there to talk about him. I am not against anybody, but please understand. There is no point in coming and criticizing when you are not doing your duty. When you do your duty properly, you get that authority to speak. The same kind of discussion also happens in Mahabharata War. When Arjuna tells, Shri Krishna tells Arjuna to kill Karna says, no, this is wrong. He says, you don't talk. Whether it is right or wrong is a different question. You have no right to say this is wrong. Why? 2 days back you have done all these things. You killed Abhimanyu like this. That time where was your buddhi to decide whether it is dharma or adharma? And now because it is happening to you, you are calling it as adharma. See, it doesn't change the fact whether it is dharma or not. Whether it is dharma or adharma. That is a different topic altogether. Point is, if I am doing adharma, I have no right to talk about what is dharma, what is adharma. I have no right to complain. So, Bhagavan Sri Rama will answer. All questions he will answer. But the point is, Vali has no right to say that wrong has happened to him. Why? You did wrong. If you did wrong, you deserve wrong things happening to you. And therefore, it is all Bhagavan does not say. But I am saying we should understand this. And that is why Bhagavan answers the first question by showing that you were wrong. And therefore, he doesn't even say you were. He says you are a sinner. Why? Because you did like this. So, to punish such a person who has kudrishti towards all these women, it is my duty, he says. To punish them is my duty, Sri Ramachandra says. And therefore, I have killed you. Number 2, you said that I have samadarshitva towards everybody. Then how come Sugreeva became my friend and how come you became my enemy? Let me tell you. Sugreeva became my friend because he came to me and surrendered to me. You had that chance. When Tara told you that I am behind Sugreeva's power, why didn't you come and surrender? Why did you challenge Sugreeva? In one Ramayana, it is also said that after, we saw in last session also, Vali had that humiliation fight with Ravana, where he humiliated Ravana. It is said that Ravana, as a nice person, came and made friendship with Vali, so that Vali will not do anything to him. And he made friendship with Ravana, Vali. It is said, and therefore he says, you had opportunity to come and surrender to me or to talk to me and make me friend, but you did not do. On the contrary, you made friendship with Ravana. Remember, Vali is also Amsha, no? Amsha of whom? Amsha of Indra. Brahmaji had told him, all of you devatas should take birth on the earth and help Sri Rama in his cause. Is Vali helping in his cause? Vali is joining his enemy. And I tell you such a twisted thing. Indra wants to make sure that Sri Rama does not forget his main purpose of killing Ravana. And his Amsha has made friendship with Ravana. I tell you, this is how mind works. Whom mind calls as enemy, mind makes friendship with it and forgets Bhagavan only. Therefore, Bhagavan says, though there is some darshitva for me, but Sugreeva came to me, surrendered to me, made friendship with me. Why didn't you? And that is why you became my enemy. It is not that I decided that you will become my enemy. You decided that you will become my enemy. Bhagavan has not decided Ravana to become enemy. Ravana decided that he will be enemy. And we will see later on also, Vibhishana got that chance. He took that chance. He said, I don't want to remain on this side. The moment he realized that Bhagavan, he went and surrendered. So Vali, you had that chance. Why didn't you? Why didn't you? And that is why it is like this. Not that Samadarshitva is not there. He came to me, therefore he is my friend. You did not come to me, therefore you remain my enemy. Now Bhagavan does not answer the question, why did you hide and kill? But we see that in so many places. The answer is very clear and very logical. You don't even have to do too much of thinking. See, Vali is an animal, is a monkey. Animals are to be killed by hiding only. Name one hunter who goes in front of lion and says, I am going to kill you, come. It doesn't happen like that. The rules that we have for humans to fight do not apply to animals. So when such fight is happening, it is natural. Animals are supposed to be killed by hiding. All hunting happens by hiding only, isn't it? You don't go and touch and say, now we are going to fight, okay? No. You hide and you attack. So Bhagavan killing him is also not, it is not wrong. He is Vali, he is born as Vanara. But there is one hidden reason also. It was Indra's boon to Vali that whoever comes in front of him as opponent, half of his power will come to Vali. Bhagavan wanted to keep that boon like that and not insult Indra. If Bhagavan would have come in front, Bhagavan's half power would not have gone to Vali. He is the master of all powers. What? His powers will go to somebody unless he wants. No. He says he didn't want to insult Indra's boon and therefore he did not go in front and attacked from behind. See? And very important point is he attacked from front. He attacked, hiding but from front, not from behind. And therefore in both, I told you Tulsi Ramayana as well as Valmiki Ramayana says that the arrow was shot in his heart, chest, not at the back. Therefore, Bhagavan has not done anything wrong. Vali got convinced. Then Vali said, I have one more thing. What? You are saying I am a sinner. Can I correct you a bit? I was a sinner, not anymore. Why? Because I had your darshan. How can I remain sinner now? Now he has understood. After the whole thing, now he has understood what is power of Bhagavan. But at least he understood. Many of us may not understand also. After all these things that Bhagavan does for us, still we have that ego. Now Vali understood and he said, no, Bhagavan, I was a sinner, I agree, but now I am not a sinner. Why? Because I had your darshana. And Bhagavan says, yes, you are right. You are right. The moment you had my darshana, you can no more remain a sinner. And therefore, Bhagavan takes both his hands and keeps it on Vali's head. And it is said, I have promised, he says, Sri Ramachandra says that I have promised Sugreeva that I will kill you. But I can keep you alive also. And the same thing what Jatayu ji said, Vali also says, I don't want to remain alive. This is the best thing that can happen. You are in front of me, your hands are on my head, your name is on my mouth. What better way to die? He says, anyways, my body is of Vanara. What will it do? It will do no good to anybody. You, please, I want to die like this. And saying this, he says that before I die, I have one prayer. I have to ask you something. He says, what? Beautiful thing Vali asks. Vali says, hereafter, whatever birth I take, as whatever, according to my karma, in all those births, I must never give up love and devotion at your feet. He doesn't say that you give me mukti. He says, no, I have understood that I have done some wrong actions, so I must be born again and I have to, pay off all my, debt of karma. But wherever I am born, in whichever embodiment, as whatever, may I always remember and may I always have that love and devotion at your feet. That should never go. Number one. And he says, number two, I have a very young son, 17, 18-year-old boy. He is equal to me in strength. He is very powerful and very nice. Please take him under your shelter. Consider him as your servant. This is called finally Buddhi coming to right place. And Sri Ramachandra says, Tathastu for both. It is said generally the death is very painful. And especially this kind of death where he is shot by an arrow. But it is mentioned that Vali died without any pain. Why? Sakshat Bhagavan is there in front. And like this, Vali gave up his body. Now, when the news reached Kishkindha, Tara, Angad, all of them came. And in Valmiki Ramayana, it is even, a very large portion, large scene is there, where Tara comes and, she is of course very sad. She is a pativrata patni, and therefore when husband is dead, she is sad. But she never says anything wrong against Sri Rama. Actually, she says that my husband was wrong. She says, I am wrong. I could not bring him to the right path. I tried my level best, but I could not. These two characters in Ramayana are very interesting. Tara and Mandodari. They are born and they become wife of such evil people, but they always stand on the right path. They keep trying, even after failing for so many times, they keep trying, counseling their husband and trying to bring them back on the right path. Okay? Pativrata stris, both Pativrata patnis. And therefore, Tara also here doesn't say anything against Sri Rama. Actually, in Valmiki Ramayana, etc., so she asks Sri Rama, saying that, please give me knowledge by which I will not have any shoka. In Adhyatma Ramayana also, there is entire Upadesha, Atmajnana Upadesha that Sri Rama has given to Tara. Here also Tulsidas Ji has just in one line, 2 lines he has mentioned this. That Sri Ramachandra explains how Jiva has to die and you are that Atman, etc. Just mention is there. But in Adhyatma Ramayana, entire scene is there. And it is said that listening to that, Tara's all shoka and every sorrow, everything goes away. And then she does something even more beautiful. Tulsidas Ji says that Tara, after receiving that Atmajnana, asks Bhagavan to give bhakti. She says, Atmajnana is okay, that you have given, but I want bhakti. And Bhagavan gives. Now Bhagavan calls Sugreeva and says, you must do the final rites of Vali. Then he calls Lakshmana, and Sri Ramachandra says that please go to Kishkindha. Make sure that Sugreeva becomes king. Make Anga the Yuvraj, so that there is no fight. You see, otherwise, there is nothing called as, revenge. You killed my father, I will kill. No. Angada is now servant of Sri Rama. Vali knew that something like this may happen and it should not happen. I made a mistake of considering Sri Rama as enemy. My son should not do. And therefore he said, please consider him as your servant. So there is no fight between Angada and Sugriva or Angada and Sri Rama. Angada actually comes and becomes Sri Rama's servant and understands what all things have happened. And Sugriva does the last rites of Vali. Lakshmanji goes there and does the Rajyabhishek of Sugriva. Now here again you note, why Sri Ramachandra is telling Lakshmana to go? Because he doesn't want to enter into any kingdom, any city. And why Lakshmanji can enter? Because the original Vara was not for Lakshmanji. It was only Ramji's Vanvasa. So he can enter. Therefore he tells Sri Rama tells Lakshmana to go there, do Rajyabhisheka for Sugriva, Angada should be made Yuvraja, and then you come back. Now, when we see all these things, there is a spiritual significance that we must remember in this whole thing. Sugriva represents Jiva and Vali represents the karmas of the Jiva. Whenever we feel that we can run away from our karmas, we try, but the karma always catches us. And therefore, wherever Sugriva went, Vali reached. And therefore, he had to keep shifting. Don't we understand now that our karmas are like that? How much ever we run away from our karmas will find us. When karmas cannot do anything to us, when we are on Rishyamukha Parvata. Rishi Amukha Parvata. Amukha means one who is not Mukha. That Rishi, when that satsanga happens, then in that satsanga, where we saw Matanga Rishi also is staying, in that satsanga, karma cannot reach us. Karma cannot torment us. Means what? Karma will still have effect. And therefore, Jiva is still suffering. Sugriva is still thinking that Vali will come or Vali will send somebody. But Vali cannot touch Sugriva. Karmas cannot touch when satsanga is there. Now, when we are caught up in this karma bandha, it is Hanumanji, Amsha of Shivji, who represents Guru Tattva, who makes sure that as a result of that satsanga, as a result of staying in that Rishyamukha Parvata, Sugriva meets Sri Rama. So satsanga results in Guru bringing Jiva to Ishvara. It is Hanumanji. Either he will bring Ishvara to Jiva or Jiva to Ishvara. One of it will happen. Isn't it? We see in Hanumanji's very interesting life, he brought Sri Rama to Sugriva. Here Ishvara is brought to Jiva. Later on we will see that he brought Vibhishana to Sri Rama. He went to Lanka and told, you make sure. So he brought him. Why? Either Jiva should meet Ishvara or Ishvara should meet. Guru makes sure that they both meet. That is what Hanumanji does. That's why in Hanuman Chalisa also we say, no, Rama milay Rajapada dinna. Sugriva got everything. Tumharo mantra Vibhishana mana. Lankeshwara vai. Even Vibhishana heard and he became Lankeshwara. Sabha jaga jana. Everybody knows this. So Guru does that. Right? And when Jiva meets Ishvara, that is that aparoksha anubhuti when it happens, when Jivatma meets Paramatma, then karma is destroyed. There is no karma bandha. So Sri Rama destroying or killing Vali is that Paramatma, the moment I realize that I am Paramatma, all the karmas gone. Kshiyante chasya karmani. Tasmin drishte paravare. When that paravara is seen, when that supreme Brahman is realized, there is no karma bandha. So Vali is killed. This is the spiritual significance of this story. Of course, the story is going on in the Vyavaharika level, but there is something that we must understand, right? So, now Sugriva has become king, Angada has become Yuvraj. Here, Shivji is coming and telling to Parvati, says, Uma Rama Sama Hita Jagamahi, Guru Pitu Matu Bandhu Prabhu Nahi. He says, Uma, let me tell you what, Rama Samahita Jagamahi, in the entire world, there is nobody who does more hita than Rama. For a Jiva, nobody does more benefit or good things than Bhagavan himself. And he says, Guru, Pitu, Matu, Bandhu, Prabhu Nahi. He says, neither Guru, nor father, nor mother, nor Bandhu, relative, nor Prabhu, and master, nobody can do your hita as much as Bhagavan can do. Now, people don't have problem with all other things. They say, why Guru? Or just now you said that Guru does everything. Now, there are various ways of looking at this again. You can look at the line by saying, Uma Rama Sama Hita Jagamahi Guru. Pitu Matu Bandhu Prabhu Nahi. You can interpret that line by saying that if there is anybody in the world who can do as much hita as Rama, that is only Guru. Nobody else, Pitu, Matu, etc. cannot be. That is another way of looking at it. Because that line doesn't mean full stop. We have already seen in Chaupai, it is not that every line is a full stop. No. The meaning is there in throat. So you can say you pause after Guru. No, Vedji, I didn't like this logic. Okay, I'll give you another. Who is saying this? Shivji is saying, no. Guru will always say that there is nobody in the world who can do you more benefit than God. Guru will not put himself on top of God. Shivji is saying this. Number 3, logic also is there. Guru does hita benefit only of his shishya. Bhagavan does of all. There is much more widespread hita that Bhagavan does. Because, see, Guru, if I consider somebody as my Guru, then I am taken care by that Guru, isn't it? But whether I consider God or not, God is anyways taking care of me. So the kind of reach that God has is much more than the Guru, and that's why it is said like this. Alright? So that also happens. Now, very beautiful prasanga. It is said that Sri Rama called Sugriva and said, see, now summer season, Grishma Rutu is ending. Okay? And monsoon is starting, Varsha Rutu is starting. So, please go and take rest. You have been running around for so many years. Now go and rest. Why? Because in these 2 months, don't send your monkeys anywhere to search for Sitaji, etc. It will be very difficult for them. I will also stay here in the forest. Take rest, enjoy your kingdom, take care of it, and then don't forget to fulfill your promise. Saying this, he sends Sugriva back. Now, Sri Rama starts to stay in that nearby forest, but now not in the forest. Now he starts to stay in a cave of a mountain. Monsoon, he can't stay outside. So it is said Pravarshana Parvata. There is a Parvata named Pravarshana Parvata near Kishkindha. In a cave he started to stay. And it is said, Tulsidas Ji says, all devatas, they thought that now is our chance. So they came there and they decorated the entire cave for Bhagavan to stay nicely. All arrangements, etc. they did. And they all started to stay there. Somebody has bird, somebody has this, somebody has that. Just to make sure that Bhagavan gets everything. And Bhagavan starts to stay there. Now, this is where that beautiful description of the nature is there. Guruji has written one book also on that, I think. A small book is there. That Sri Rama's Prakriti Manobhava. Isn't it? Nature's rivalry or something like that is there. So, where now Sri Rama is seeing, and through his eyes, poet Tulsidas Ji also starts to describe the nature. See, in Sahitya Shastra, in poetry, this Rutu Varnana is one of the main topics that must be taken into any poem. It must be taken. So, you see any poem of Kalidasa, Kalidasa has to describe Ritu Varnana, has to describe nature, what all changes are happening, what is happening, etc. So, it is part of every poem. So, here also Tulsidas Ji is bringing that beauty of the nature and describing it, but he has got his own flavor. We know now that looking at that some natural thing, he will connect it by some simile and say that this is exactly like this. And through that, he will teach us some dharma, niti, jnana, vairagya, bhakti. These all topics will be covered. So that is how the entire description is there now from Doha number 14 to 17. Towards the end of Doha 13th only it starts and it goes up to 17. And very, methodical description is there. In the sense, as monsoon approaches, in a proper sequence things start to happen, isn't it? That first the clouds gather, then the thundering comes, then the lightning comes, then slowly it starts to rain, then it starts to pour, isn't it? So Tulsidas Ji is also describing like this one by one and comparing also. So Sri Rama is talking to Lakshmana Ji now, and what is he saying? He says, number one, he says, looking at that the clouds that have gathered, peacocks are dancing. Like what? Like grihasthas who are doing their duties properly rejoice when they look at some saints, some bhaktas, devotees, etc. So like that, peacocks looking at clouds have started dancing. Actually, the clouds have not yet given rain. Just looking at them, joy. Same way, grihasthas have not actually got any upadesha from the saints or bhaktas, but just by them coming, they start to rejoice that now something good will happen. Then second, he says that thundering sound which is there, no, sometimes those people who are fine with it is okay, but some people get very scared of that thundering sound, isn't it? Here, luckily in Kerala, thundering etc. does not happen much because it is always raining. In monsoon, though it rains throughout. There is no thundering etc. Thundering happens before monsoon. Yesterday, day before yesterday, little bit it happened. No, that much only. Once it starts to pour, no thundering, nothing will be there. But even little bit what happens here, there are people who get scared. And in India, though, thundering and electricity has some connection. Isn't it? When it starts thundering only, electricity goes. They don't want to take risk that it will start to rain, then something will happen, short circuit, etc. Before only, with thundering only, electricity goes. Actually, for many of us, electricity going was a cue that now it will rain. Why? Before it rains only, the electricity will go off. And the people will become more scared. Already it is thundering outside and there is no light. Sri Ramachandra says, I am afraid of thundering. Not because of thundering, but because my wife, my beloved is not here. What must be happening to her in this thundering? That is why he is afraid for his wife. Sri Rama. Then, so now clouds have gathered, thundering. Now lightning. Lightning is also how it just comes for a moment and goes. Tulsidas Ji says it is like mitrata, a friendship with dushta people, wicked people. That it will, one moment it will be there, next moment it will not be there. That is how mitrata with them is. It changes. Then further, now the clouds start to gather, water bearing clouds, they come down. Isn't it? That is how the rain also happens. So it said that clouds earlier, when they didn't have those water things in them, they were all up. When water has come, now they have come down because of gravity, of course. But what is he comparing it? He says, like the people, when they get knowledge, they become humble. Earlier, the example given was the trees that have got fruits, they bend. Now he is saying water bearing clouds come down. So those with jnana, they get humility. That is what he says. Next what? He says, then after that, it starts to pour. It starts to rain, it starts to pour. Then what happens? Says mountains get the wrath of rain. Isn't it? Mountains are already on top, and therefore first time the clouds hit and then it starts to pour, and as though, the mountains start to get that pain. But mountains, without saying anything, they forbear all the pain. Like what? Like the wise people. No? How much ever harsh words are said by the wicked people, they don't say anything. Something for us to learn. When people start criticizing us and start saying wrong things, you say, I am mountain. Rain is coming. Let it come. Don't move. Don't get angry. Why? It will come, it will go. They also don't mean it. Why should you take it so seriously when they themselves are not taking it so seriously? That is how. Then it starts to pour. Then the small rivers are formed. All other times these rivers you don't see, but in monsoon suddenly you start seeing these rivers. Like what? Tulsidas Ji says, like fools when they get little bit of wealth, they start to show off. Like that these rivers have got now little bit of water, they are showing off that we have become rivers. I tell you, don't we see all these things happening? A little bit of wealth and they will start. In the AC, etc., no, they will bring fan and they will say, no, I can't stay in summer. 1 year back you were staying in summer only. No fan was there, no AC was there. No. But now I have got money. They want to show off everything. Little bit of money they have got. He says that is like rivers which are formed in those monsoons. Then he says that that rainwater which comes, that is so pure when it leaves the clouds. But when it falls on the ground, it becomes muddy and dirty. He says exactly like all of us, Jivas. When we were with Paramatma, we were so pure, and then we have fallen into this samsara and we have become malina. We have become impure. That is what has happened. He goes on and on like this, okay? Rainwater goes all the ways and searches the place for it to go back. Either it is a lake. It is like what? It is like virtues, gunas. They go on searching, and when they find noble people, they go and reside in that. The river reaches the ocean and finds fulfillment. Like what? Like Jiva reaches Paramatma and finds fulfillment. It is said grass, because of rain, grass starts to come up, and that grass many times covers the main road. Isn't it? That's why in monsoon you can't see that path which is generally very clear. It is like what? He says it is like Pakhanda or Durmata, etc. They cover good scriptures. So scripture is there, it is giving right knowledge to us, but the Pakhanda and Durmata, wrong understanding that has happened, that has clouded the entire thing. That is what has happened. Then this is also a very famous example, that in the monsoon season, another very main thing is the frogs. You are at the right place, but in the wrong building. You are at the right place, but wrong building. If you get to stay in Scholars Block anytime, okay, not a minute of silence at night. We have 2 small ponds in that Scholars Block, isn't it? Frogs continuously. First time when I came in August. Okay, my first monsoon in Kerala. I came in August and my room was right next to that pond. I could not sleep. Full night I was like, this much sound? It was like continuous sound, continuous full time. And that time Amma was there. Swamini Amma was there. Swamini Amma, amazing. Swamini Amma used to come and lift all these frogs in that net and used to take them out and throw. She used to collect all the frogs at night and take them out. Why? You think like that, you stay, then you will know. And Tulsidas Ji says that sound that the frogs make is like what? They say it is like brahmachari chanting Vedas. And this is not the only place where this example has come. It is there in the Upanishad. There is a sukta called as Manduka Sukta. There is a similar section as Mandukya Upanishad also. The same example comes. Bhagavat also gives same example. Now, don't ask me what are the similarities between frog and brahmachari chanting. Brahmachari, not only yellow brahmachari, okay? Brahmachari means what two brahmacharis, those who go for Veda Patashala, those type they are talking. This yellow brahmacharis, etc. concept was not there at that time. So popular, okay? But Vedji, don't try to. Okay. They continue to chant, whether anybody is listening or not listening. That is what it means. And for other people don't understand anything that they are chanting. Like frogs make sound, you don't understand. They must be discussing something. And I tell you one more thing. It is never one frog. That is another mystery only that I have. It's always more than one frog that makes sound. So the moment one is going on, the other one will be little silent. Then in between only he will join, then this will become silent. Then in between he will join. Some conversation they must be having that we don't understand. But the sound of frogs is like Vatus or Brahmacharis chanting Vedas. That also example is there. More examples he continues. He says, trees now because of monsoon season is there, the trees start to get new leaves. No? Like what? Like when you study for a long time and do sadhana for a long time, new thoughts start to appear. You start to understand, you start to get, it is like that. That the trees have taken themselves through so much of, going through summer is like tapas for them. And now that they have gone through tapas, now new leaves have automatically come. He says like that. Then he says at night, these fireflies, etc., they start to beam with light. Here also you will see, as you go towards Shivashri, on that slope, the left hand side, that entire forest area, trees there, lots of fireflies will be there. Very beautiful they are. How are they? What are these fireflies? Like what? He says that the fireflies, beaming with light are like all hypocrites have gathered together. No, somebody said, but fireflies are so nice. Why are you calling them hypocrites? He says that firefly has no light in front of sun. And therefore it goes at light. He says hypocrite also. In front of real noble people, they are nothing. So at night when noble people are sleeping, they all gather together. That is the connection. Connection is not the beauty. The connection is at night only they glow. That's why he says hypocrites. He says small water canals. Okay, don't get angry. This is Tulsidas Ji saying. Small water canals are formed, and because of too much of water, those canals, they are automatically formed by the sand. They break and the water starts to flow everywhere. Here also you will see that just before the monsoon, they will make the path for the water to flow out. But it will rain so much that that path also will not be there. Water will be there everywhere. It is like what? It is like a woman who has gotten independence goes on a wrong path. Vedji, I was fine with all the examples so far. I told you this is not my example. Tulsidas Ji has given this example. And I don't see anything wrong with that example also. See, correctly it should be understood. See, understand the logic. For whom do we have more rules? Women. Why? Why? Rules are for protection. More rules are because we want to protect them. I always give this example. If you have a son and daughter, and at night if both of them are out of the house, you are worried about whom? I'm 100% sure you are worried about daughter. Why? Son. He will find things. Why? I will tell you, if you really study scriptures, one thing that you will understand is, in Hindu culture or in Indian thought, they don't care about men. Really, I'm telling. Do whatever you want to do, go to hell, wherever you want to go. Women should be protected. Why? Because they are more precious. Will you protect diamond or will you protect a stone? Vedji, you are calling men as stone and women as diamond? Yes, I am. All the time this feminism, etc., they say, no, women are equal, women are equal. I said, stupid. You are better. Why are you saying we are equal to men? You are better than men and there. See, please understand, I am not just trying to glorify or anything. Women are the only creatures who have given a special blessing of creating a life. God has not given it to men. He knows they will waste it. No, I am serious. So when such a gift is there with somebody, that should be protected. That person should be protected. So more rules are put so that that person remains protected. That is the logic. And therefore, if women do not follow rules, the entire society goes wrong. When men don't follow rules, men go wrong. And therefore, they are punished. When women don't follow rules, entire society goes wrong. And then you will not know whom to punish. You will not know whom to punish. That is why even when in texts like even Manusmriti, etc., when you say Nastri Swatantram Arhati, what it means is Stri should not be left alone at any point of time. And therefore it is said when she is a small girl, father should protect. When she becomes young, brother should protect. After marriage, husband should protect. When she becomes elder, son should protect. Sri Ramachandra says in place that once I have not protected my wife, you see what has happened. So here Swatantriya or that independence should not be taken in a wrong way. The independence means what? They should never go unprotected. That's what it means. When they go beyond rules, it becomes downfall, not just of them, but of the entire family, entire society. Please, I am telling again and again, please reflect on all these points. We get influenced by the world so much and we start to have these kind of thoughts. But look in the world. See, really people asking, we should be able to do whatever we want. Girls said all those things, isn't it? We should be able to wear whatever we want. We should be able to go at night wherever we want. Today you see what is happening. See what is happening with the world. I am not saying women are responsible. I am saying men are responsible. Why? You are not following Shastra. It is said you should protect the woman. It is your responsibility, not just of the man, of the entire society it is a responsibility. If we do not do that, then it will go wrong everywhere. And that is why he gives that example of water breaking all the walls and going everywhere and then creates devastation. Rules are meant for our betterment. Very important. Rules give life to freedom. We many times think that rules are against our freedom. That I want to do, but rules are stopping me. No. Gurudev explains this very beautifully. He says, not to do what you feel like doing is freedom. Not to do. What you feel like doing, if I am able to do, if I am able to break every rule, that's not freedom, he says. That's called licentiousness. That licentiousness will bring problem to you and to others. Real freedom is that which remains in the boundary of rules. More rules for people whom you want to protect more. Simple logic. Okay? So nothing is said against any gender or anything. Please understand why it is like this. Okay? It's not that women are lower. No, women are much higher and therefore they should be protected. I hope you are getting my point. When the problem comes, suppose you have to fight. Suppose the entire village is there and you have to fight. They will say, no, all women and children be safe. Why? Men should not be safe. I am telling. They are more precious. Why? Because one has capacity to bring life, another is future. So for that, even if I have to give my life, that's fine. Please understand the logic. This is how the balance will remain in the society. Okay. Okay? I hope you are getting my point. Feminism is not to say that women are equal to men. Please understand this point. If you say like that, you are not a feminist. Because when you are better than men, why you want to prove that you are equal? It's lowering yourself. It is saying that we will do same kind of stupidity that men are doing. That will make you stupid. Don't be like that. Don't do all this kind of nonsense. We have more rules because we need to be protected more. That's why more rules are there. Understand the logic. Alright? So, few more examples he continues and few more descriptions he gives. Okay? Even after describing the Varsha Rutu, the monsoon season, he goes on to explain Sharad Rutu also, autumn season also, and how the changes happen now. Rain has stopped and all the things have started to grow, and how now the water is becoming pure. Muddy water is there in monsoon. Monsoon is over, then water also starts to become pure. And what are all the things that also he compares, and lot of description, very beautiful things are there. We don't have time for all that. But this is described here till Doha number 17. Alright, next what happens? Next Sri Ramachandra says, Lakshmana, Varsha Rutu is over. And I think Sugreeva has forgotten his promise. Now what? We will see in the next session. What happens then? Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti
Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti
Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti
Geeta Maruti Sangeeta Maruti
Geeta Maruti Sangeeta Maruti
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti
Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti
Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti
Gambhira Maruti
Gambhira Maruti
Gambhira Maruti
Gambhira Maruti
सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय
पवन सुत हनुमान की
जय
उमापति महादेव की
जय
बोलो भाई सब संतन की
जय
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय
ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।